Hey everyone, welcome to Taekwon-do, Communicate the Way. My name is Teresa Stanley. I'm a 6th degree black belt, and I'm here with Grandmaster Craig Stanley, 9th degree black belt, who was the pioneer and the visionary behind the original Taekwon-do Legacy series. The purpose of this channel is to continue that legacy. Taekwon-do has kind of been quiet for about 25 years. And so we're excited to revive, and it's Taekwon-do 2.0, and just bringing Taekwondo and the legacy of Taekwondo and all of your knowledge and all the archives that Taekwondo has back to the surface with not only this social media channels, but with our very cool app that we'll be launching this year. So tell us about how Taekwondo kind of came to be.
It was an interesting situation. I had one of my students actually approach me and ask, he was a black belt, and he asked if there was any materials that could help him study at home, or he went on business trips and things, so something to take with him. And the only thing there was at the time were the books, the condensed encyclopedia and the 15-volume encyclopedia. And I believe at the time they were out of print, actually, and hard to get a hold of. So he asked me if there was anything that was electronic, like that video at the time. And I said, I don't know. I would find out. And that just led us down a journey that I did not expect to take, actually. And from that simple question from a student, as we left the dojang, actually, Taekwondo sort of came from that. I mean, obviously it wasn't instant. There were months and months of preparation and planning and discussions and everything else. And that was the idea, though, was born right there.
You had a lot of training with General Choi, and I know that he respected you as one of the Canadian athletes. I know he called upon you a lot for demonstrations of techniques and patterns and so on. So when you approached General Choi, he obviously knew you from your abilities and your instruction, your trainings at seminars and so on. What was his, what did he say?
He was interested in the fact that we could get information to students around the world. I mean, he traveled all the time, right? I actually attended 29 seminars, including the Taekwondo week that we did filming. And in fact, my very first seminar with General Choi was 2 weekends and the 5 days in between. It was like a 9-day seminar, way back. And I just continued training at the seminars because he saw me so many times at the seminars. I think he kind of remembered me. I would volunteer to go up and do the patterns and such, because I wanted to learn. And that's the best way, to have him actually tear apart your pattern in front of,
feel bad.
Yeah, in front of 150, 200 people, right? And but it was a learning process. When I thought of this idea with my student, that perhaps we could do some sort of a video. At the time we had CD-ROMs. Later on we did DVDs, and then we actually put out VHS tapes as well through Taekwondo. It was a concept that he was interested in, and we just ran with it. I teamed up with a local production company here called Viacom, not Viacom, which is you see on all the movies. It's a different company. And then we went to a bank, got a business loan, and we did it. It was a huge undertaking, bringing we call them the talent, bringing the talent in from all around the world. We went to a beautiful location in Banff, Alberta. It's in the Rocky Mountains, and did the filming there in a studio. We filmed all 24 patterns from 4 different angles, and it was quite a production. Editing took months and months and months afterwards, which was probably for me the best part of it, because I got to connect with General Choi. I would call him and ask him specific questions and clarify things while I was editing to make sure that the message of the technique was getting across properly.
That's crazy. And there was some really noted, talent. You could see them. These videos have been, just going to point out, illegally, but they've been ripped up onto YouTube, and that's just the way that technology is. But The original talent, we have, Mike Morningstar from Canada, Master Fat Blue, Grandmaster, he's Grandmaster.
They're probably all Grandmasters
yeah.
now. Noemi Perron,
yes.
Clint Norman, Richard Lajeunesse, Zibby
Krug.
Krug.
Yes.
It
was quite a heavy, talent pool, and those people are still, I believe, all very active in Taekwondo these days. So we're really, you can go and check out those original videos that are on YouTube.
They'll be on the app as well.
They'll be on the, we'll re-up the original ones up on the app, which is kind of cool. And you got to tell them, just really funny with technology. Now we're building, an app. We're doing these videos. Like, it's so much easier these days. You guys had to spend all that time, just different technology. When you said that when you gave General Choi the CD-ROM, he wasn't sure what to do with it.
The finished product, it was a 4 CD-ROM set, ultimately, because the amount of information it couldn't go onto one CD because it couldn't handle it.
Do you guys know what a CD-ROM is?
Later on a DVD, it was a lot easier to get all that information on there. But originally, it was a 4 CD-ROM set. The CD-ROMs look very similar to a DVD. I mean, but
same tech.
When we gave it to General Choi, we went to his house and presented him with the final product, the package and everything, opened it up and showed it to him. He tried to put it into the VCR, into a video cassette recorder. He wasn't aware of what CD-ROMs were. And it was just a funny little thing, but we showed him how to do it and gave him the tour, if you will, of the set, and he was very excited and very pleased with what we ultimately came out with.
It's really cool to see how technology has evolved, how it's going to help us preserve General Choi's legacy. I did want to mention that with Comm-do, we are not partial to any particular ITF organization. I like to say we're a non-denominational YouTube channel, non-denominational app. We're
about ITF Taekwondo
and General Choi's legacy. And I think we're just really excited to bring back, we have archives and phone calls and things that just have been kind of in storage. I know life got crazy for you on the personal side. The ITFs kind of split after the general passed away, and so there was a lot of chaos there in the early 2000s, and so Comm-do kind of there was almost no room to continue with it. I think there's a lot of politics and so on.
It did continue. It continued for a number of years after, and then the product line basically just faded out, sold out. And we just didn't continue with it. Everybody went their separate ways and did different things.
I think it's really cool now, just with the technology that we have. Again, rather than creating CD-ROMs, we have an app, and we have still so much of that information. And I know something that was really important for you was, with the General gone and with all these different organizations, you, along with those talents that we had in Comm-do, are trying really hard to preserve the legacy of ITF Taekwondo and what General Choi was teaching. So we're hoping that as you go through your archives from Comm-do, the original Comm-do, that you can bring that to the surface and continue teaching it and preserve it in a digital fashion. So
I'll tell you, you see online all the tournaments that are happening around the world with ITF Taekwondo, and the technique has certainly gone up a lot. But even now, there's still a lot of things that people are missing. Even you look at the world champions, and there's different ones in different organizations, and you watch them do their patterns and such, and they're excellent. But even they have some technical things that are not correct, that General Choi wanted done this way, and it's not being done. And it's just basic stuff. I couldn't hope to do what those guys do now. Obviously, I'm too old for that. But
Grandmaster hips.
Yes. But and they are certainly very impressive with their technique. But even they can tweak things here and there and get closer to what General Choi was actually looking for. And that's what we hope to do with this YouTube series.
Yes. So thanks for tuning in. We'll continue to release information as we pull it up through the Comm-do archives. Stay tuned as we launch the first versions of the digital app, which we're really excited about. And just continuing to teach General Choi's legacy as we communicate the way.
Taekwon.